morning, South. Today's Wednesday, January 27th, and I'm Bria. And this is Elliot. We're just running a one-man show today. Dr. Almond couldn't be here on our Zoom audience because he's in meeting, so we had him pre-record all his wonderful news he has to say, and we will get that out to you in just a quick second. But first, we have some important news. So senior superlatives are going around right now. We will put the link in the chat right now. So go cast your nominations. All nominations need to be turned in by February 1st. That is a hard deadline at February 1st. So get those in. It's super fun. And for sports, the South Anchorage Baseball Booster Club is holding its annual parent-player meeting on Thursday, January 28th at 5:30 p.m. The meeting will be held over Zoom, and we will get that link put in the chat also. And now we're going to queue up Dr. Almond's video he recorded for us to get some school news and updates.
Happy Wednesday, South. I am coming to you today from a pre-recorded video because I've got a meeting conflict. Do wish I could be joining you live, but this is going to have to do for today. So I have three quick updates for you, and then I'll try to circle back with questions in writing if there are those out there. The first thing to say is that many of you probably received an email earlier in the week that said that secondary schools would restart on March 15th. That is the Monday directly following spring break. That particular announcement prompted a lot of questions about what travel might look like over spring break and if students can return to class if they actually travel during spring break. So let me give you a little detail on that first. If you do travel during spring break, the intent is that we'll be in distance learning for March 15th through the 19th, which would give you 5 days that first week back, fourth quarter, to quarantine at home after hopefully getting a negative test when you return to Ted Stevens Airport. So the two things that you would have to do is get the negative test and have a 5-day quarantine, and then you would be eligible to return to school on March 22nd. And March 22nd would be our first in-person day with most of the students back at South High School. I also wanted to share that there will be a survey coming out either on February 1st, or somewhere close to February 1st, to allow students and parents to consider how they want to continue to learn for fourth quarter. That could be in person, it could be at ASD virtual, it could be a homeschool. Those are the three options that we've been providing so far. And there may be an additional option on that survey, but be keeping an eye on your district email for that survey to come out. It'll be important for planning for fourth quarter for all students. And the last thing I want to do is just a good thing, and that is to recognize a group of South High School students who have been recently identified as candidates for the United States Presidential Scholars Program. Those students include Maxwell Jameson, Calvin Kern, Hannah Cracked, Kai Miner, Janelle Searles, the Den's own Clara Unger, and finally Lucy Young. So congratulations to those 7 students who represent South well and have been identified as candidates for the U.S. Presidential Scholars Program. With that, I'll leave it to the rest of you to finish up the show, and have a good rest of your week.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Almond, for that lovely pre-recorded video with all the school news. And this weekend, student government is hosting some drive-ins as a fundraiser to help us raise money for activities that they're trying to plan. So come out this weekend and watch some great movies and help support student government. This weekend, we'll be playing Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Blades of Glory, and Hot Rod. And to get times and purchase those tickets, go to popupdriveink.com, and we will have that link in the chat. And that's all we have for today, guys. It was a short show today. Make sure you follow our Instagram at Sahs Den to stay tuned for new information and updates, and we'll see you next week. Keep your claws sharp, Wolverines.